Alright, so if you've seen the last few videos, they're on the FBI. Why the FBI? Well, the first time I called the FBI was right after I got out of Clearview, before Joseph Michael Lopez was arrested. I was talking to Miss Danica and Miss Shelley both at that point in time. Miss Shelley was highly encouraging me to get a hold of the FBI. I'd been trying to find their field office to walk in and actually show them evidence. Now, there's a few of those phone calls that prompted me to actually start recording the phone calls that I made to the FBI. That was when an FBI agent decided to threaten me if I tried to go down to the FBI agency, the FBI office down there, to show them evidence. After that, I started recording them. I should have started recording them to begin with. Kind of like that conversation that I recorded between myself and Catherine Hay. I should have started that phone call, or should have started recording that phone call right at the very beginning. However, I didn't think about it until halfway through. I was like, Jesus fuck, I don't have a lawyer. This woman has been bullshitting me for fucking 25 minutes. I better start recording this shit. And I did. So, just like the police, the FBI refuses to take a report. Was any of that I did an actual report? No, that's me talking to an operator. Literally, no officer would do a goddamn thing. No officer would take my report. The FBI wouldn't take my report. See, this here is a major issue. It's also the reason that Natalie's dead. See, all of this bullshit, all stacked up, all contributed to Natalie's death. Her drug use, pressure from her family, who abused the fuck out of her, getting back in with her old druggy buddies in Colorado, which is the reason that she left. She left so she wouldn't get back into heroin. It didn't work out so good for her, did it? No officer was willing to take my report. No FBI agent was willing to take my report. Meanwhile, I am being abused and railroaded by people who did wrong and know they did wrong, like the judge from Natalie's case. If you go to Sword and Scale, episode 110, Tim Beeston is pretty pissed off about the fact that there was an address on that protection order. It should not have been there. He tried pretending that because that address was on there, that me walking up Federal meant that I was stalking Natalie. Nope, I was walking to Miss fucking Peach's house, dumbass. That's the thing. You didn't want to look at both sides, you just wanted to assume that I was the bad guy. There's a reason that I exposed Ted. It's because I was being assaulted for shit that I didn't do. Now, I tried showing it to the police, they absolutely refused. Tried showing it to the FBI, they absolutely refused. Why is it that I've been posting this shit on Facebook? Well, for the same reason I posted it on Facebook before Natalie died. And before I met Natalie. It's because the police won't take a report from a homeless person. They can do whatever they want to a homeless person because nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares about the homeless except the homeless. If you're one of the few people who does care about the homeless who isn't homeless, thank you. Now please get educated before you make bad decisions and give bad advice believing that the police are going to treat a homeless person the same way that they treat your pretty white ass. All up in your fucking house with your Kia Sophia. Beautiful. The FBI, they absolutely refuse to do a goddamn thing. Police refused to do a goddamn thing before Natalie died, and afterwards they were heavily entrenched in covering their own wrongdoing. Now, I got a report against FBI agents, but I don't know any of their names, which makes it rather difficult. It also makes it easy for them to break the law and get away with it. Which FBI agent was it? The one in the black suit, I think. One of the officers that I was trying to take to court over what happened to Natalie and over the police and their negligence and all of that was Officer Burke. Now, I knew when I seen him in the Longmont Hospital that he looked familiar. I was trying to figure out where I knew him from. When I was trying to make a report, that's what me and Amanda Jonas were supposed to have a meeting for, so that I could make a report about that officer who has a conflict of interest and should have never been allowed within 1,000 yards of me, assaulting me at the Longmont Hospital. Now, Amanda Jonas should not have been the one assigned to that case, because she was involved in that as well. There were at least 6 officers involved in that. Imagine that. These fucking gang members behind badges. See, here's the thing. We gave them a license to bully and a gun to kill. That gun isn't for protecting themselves. It's for killing black people and homeless folks. That badge isn't a badge of honor. It's a badge of cowardice. The FBI are a bunch of fucking pussies. They like to do what? Nothing. They don't do shit. Just like the public pretenders. All of these people are well entrenched in covering their wrongdoing and the wrongdoing of their friends. Yes, they're friends. Are the FBI friends with the officers who assaulted me? Well, no, the FBI is a fucking agency, dumbass. Now, with this going on, before Natalie died, before I even met Natalie, matter of fact, they treated homeless people like this. They beat homeless people up and then arrest any of the witnesses who try to come forward. They trump up charges. You like that word trump, don't you? You goddamn right I'm pissed off. All these people tell me, you need to just let it go. Are you fucking kidding me? They haven't let it go. They should have left me the fuck alone when I left Virginia. These officers are crooked as fuck, and so's the FBI. So why am I trying to force the FBI to take a look at it if I know they're that crooked? Because if I don't try, I have a 0% chance of success. These people went out of their way to ignore the threats, harassment, and violence against me for over a year and a half. That's the FBI in specific for a year and a half. The police, that's pretty much my whole life. I must be in the wrong because I'm broke. I must be in the wrong because I have a penis. I must be in the wrong because I'm not pretty. I must be in the wrong because I'm homeless. I must have chosen the abuse. So on and so fucking forth. Now, since the police wouldn't do their fucking jobs, I had to take to Facebook. Since Natalie wouldn't call a stop to it, I had to take it to Facebook. Since Alicia wouldn't put a stop to it, I had to take it to Facebook. Since Maddie Boa wouldn't put a stop to it, I had to take it to Facebook. Since Rose M. Kelly wouldn't put a stop to it, I had to take it to Facebook. Are you seeing a pattern here? I'm only going to be nice for so long. When it got to the point that I was being assaulted, I was still busy trying to be nice. I was posting up on my fucking Facebook the story of what fucking happened. Begging Miss Natalie to put a stop to it. I didn't call her a cunt until June of 2017. Why is it took until June? Because I was being patient. I was hoping that Maddie Boa was going to sober up and fucking put a stop to that shit. But Maddie Boa is a man-hating lesbian. There's a difference between a lesbian and a man-hating lesbian. Brian Townsend, he helped me out a bit. He really did. He also fucked me over a bit. Fuck it, life happens, right? When I was stranded in stranded in Denver, and Jeff Ritter and Kara Heller showed up and didn't do shit. Didn't have so much as a fucking bus ticket to get on a goddamn bus. Veronica Randall came and picked me up, and Brian Townsend was with her. And while I was explaining the shit that I had gone through, that Maddie Boa had accused me of raping people that I didn't rape, Brian Townsend spoke up. He said that was the reason he wasn't in Boulder either, is because Maddie Boa had said the same thing about him. Y'all noticing a pattern here. If they don't look at the evidence, then it makes what they did okay. If they don't look at any of the hundreds of threats by the Bollingers and their friends and family, and they are by the Bollingers, their friends and family, not the Kellys. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. This is why I speak out. These aren't just my rights. These are your rights. These are your constitutional rights that are being violated. As soon as the FBI realizes how many of their fucking assholes have their voices on the internet, they might be pretty unhappy. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Those bastards should have investigated it. Someone in the law enforcement community at some point in fucking time should have taken a look at that evidence. You'd think that at least one of my public pretenders, and I had over 15 of them, at least one of my public pretenders would take a look. Although 7 of those public pretenders were only my public pretender for one day, for the PR bond hearings in Arapahoe County. The judges let me know they weren't going to allow me to speak. My public pretenders all let me know they weren't actually going to defend me. Every single one of them let me know that. Not one person was willing to take a look at the evidence. Not just not one FBI agent or not one police officer. Not one human being. Veronica Randall wouldn't look. Derek Parrish wouldn't look. His girlfriend, Joanna Taylor, wouldn't look. I'm not slandering their name, I'm telling the truth. Now, if you go out and sell your body Are you a prostitute or are you a whore? Well, that depends. If I'm making a police report or if I'm trying to get some, I'll probably call you a prostitute. Now, here's the thing. I'm not against prostitution. I'm just not interested in a prostitute. However, if you're going to shame me, I'm going to shame you. Do I believe slut shaming is okay? No. But as a punishment, I believe it's fine. Miss Jerry and Lana went out of their way to do the most hurtful things that they could do. I knew that Miss Jerry was against slut shaming. She actually was complaining while I was up there about how her daughter was being slut shamed. Well, her mom's a slut. The apple don't fall far from the tree. There isn't a single person who knows Miss Jenny and Miss Jerry who didn't see that coming. I personally think it's okay for Miss Jenny to go out and get dick from whoever she wants. However, I slut shamed the shit out of Miss Jerry. Why would I do that if I'm against it? It's called fair and equal. Those people went out of their way to do the most hurtful things that they could do. Now, there's a lot more hurtful things I could have done, but I chose not to. I chose to stick with something simple and easy. You like that one? That was a good joke, wasn't it? How many times have I had sex with Miss Jerry? 0. I've had sex with Miss Jerry 0 times. A lot of people I know have had sex with her, but I haven't. A lot of people I know had sex with Jamie. A lot of people I know had sex with Amanda. Shit. Lots of people have sex. Do I slut shame men? Nope. Do I slut shame women? Nope. Have I? Yup. I've slut shamed both men and women. I've called both men and women cunts. I've called both men and women whores. The United States Constitution is worth fighting for, and it's worth dying for. I would die for you guys to have the Constitution. However, I don't think that you guys deserve it. You lazy fucks are the ones that let it slide away to begin with. Why did I light that fire at Ken and Leah's? Well, I wanted to kill myself over the police not taking a report because of all that happened as a result of it. Not just the police refusing to take a report, but the slander, the harassment, the assaults, the threats. Nobody would take a look. The FBI, I'd probably called them 20 times or so before I lit that fire at Ken and Leah's. Most of the phone calls that I had tonight, these FBI agents were a lot nicer than the ones that I talked to before. They didn't threaten me the way that one did. Only one FBI agent threatened me over the telephone. Only one. What was his name? They don't give their names, dumbass. It allows them to do whatever they want with impunity. The FBI, they better come get me, or I'm going to take them all down. I'm after an honest day in court. That means going after the FBI in court as well. Every single person who turned a blind eye, I'm going after. As far as law enforcement goes, every single person who assaulted me, I'm going after. Not just as far as the police go and law enforcement goes. Every single person who lied. Yeah, I'm after all you guys in court too. If you can't tell the truth, then you're the criminal. Now me, did I lie? Yeah. I said I would kill the people who threatened to kill me and threatened to kill my family and my friends. Would I? No. I said if anything happened to Jamie or anything happened to Rabbit, the boy, or Natalie, I'd burn the whole world down. All three of them are out of my life over what happened to Natalie. And what Natalie went through and what I went through could have been easily remedied by Natalie telling the truth, Alicia telling the truth, or Maddie telling the truth. That's option A. Option B, the police doing their goddamn jobs. While they were taking reports from Natalie, they outright refused to take them from me for an entire year. And here we go. When I say they outright refused to take my report for an entire year, that's because the assaults started in January of 2017. Imagine that. That's well before Natalie died. Now I got all these lists of names here of witnesses. I've got police reports from witnesses that the police refused to take. And then the police stole evidence of their wrongdoing. There was a police report with the names of at least 11 other inmates. The police took that and put it in my personal file. I said, I want a copy of that. They said, you have to get a lawyer to do that. My lawyer refused. Her name is Pamela Carty. They pulled every dirty trick in the book not to allow me to show evidence, to suppress evidence of the police wrongdoing. And I have proof of all of it. The stuff that I don't have proof of, the courts and the jails have the evidence. So I just need to subpoena it, right? No, it doesn't work that way. I can't subpoena shit. I have warrants out for my arrest. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not familiar with the fucking system like that. That's why they use what's called the color of law. That's where they can break the law as long as you don't know that they're breaking the law. But I know they're breaking the law. Which is why they're so heavily entrenched in hiding their own wrongdoing. If the cops had done their fucking jobs the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth time that I talked to them. Yeah, I talked to the cops a lot before Natalie died. It wasn't just cops in Chapel, Nebraska. It was cops in Boulder, Colorado, too, who blew me off. And then after Natalie died, they're like, oh, it's not our fault. No, it certainly is. It's not just your fault. See, law enforcement aren't the only people who refuse to take a look at any of it. Law enforcement aren't the only people who blew me off until Natalie was dead and then tried to cover their wrongdoing. A lot of people did that. Fuck the police and fuck the FBI. Fucking punk-ass little bitches.